Hello guys and welcome to a new 3D printer review here at Architects 3DP. Today I'm going to review the new LOTMAXX SC-10, a really good 3D printer that you can get right now for under $300. As you can read in the title, I think it's a Creality Ender 3 Pro killer, and now I'm going to explain you why. But before starting, be sure to click here in the subscribe button and to ring that bell to be notified when new cool stuff is uploaded. If you do it, it will help me creating new content and growing the channel to reach more special viewers like you. As you can see, this printer comes inside this heavy box directly from LOTMAXX, a 3D printer manufacturer based in Shenzhen. We can already see a drawing of the 3D printer outside the box, but I'm going to pop it open to check out what's inside. As you can see, everything is secured inside the box with this nice protective foam. The first we can find are the assembly manual and this cardboard box that contains all the cables, tools and so on. And check this out, they also included these great flash cutter pliers with the 3D printer. Next, we'll also find 200 grams of white PLA filament. And under some more layers of foam, we finally get to the 3D printer itself. And as you can see, it comes in just 2 pieces, and trust me that it was really easy to assemble. Once I have finished with the build of this 3D printer, I'm gonna let you know with a couple more cool shots, since I think this 3D printer looks amazing, and I will see you in a few seconds when I will show you its best features, and I will also make a couple test prints. Alright guys, so as you can see, such a cool 3D printer, isn't it? And it didn't come alone. So do you remember this cardboard box we found at the beginning of the video? Apart from the power cable, it came with a complete set of tools, featuring a screwdriver, 5 Allen keys, a spare button attachment with all the necessary wrenches to replace it, and the spare nozzle that comes with a needle to remove possible filament clogs. There was also included a bunch of zip ties for cable management, a well-sharpened metallic spatula, the flash cutters I announced before, and finally a short USB cable and a microSD USB card reader with a 16GB Toshiba microSD card inside, what is always a great detail. What I'm gonna do next is to set everything up and make our first print with this LOTMAXX SC-10. So first of all, we'll insert the microSD card, as always with these 3D printers, upside down. Next, we'll bring the bed all the way down to avoid scratching it with the nozzle, and for that we'll rotate in this direction all the thumb screws on the corners. Once down, we'll connect the power cable, making sure you have selected the right voltage for your country. And then we'll hit the power button here at the back to turn it on. Once the menu has loaded, I'm going to make an auto home to check that all the axes are working. We'll press here on home all axes, and as you can see they work perfectly and very silent. The next we're going to do is to level the bed by clicking here in the leveling icon. This printer does not feature an automatic bench bed leveling or whatever, but it includes a very good leveling assistant that you can run from the LCD touchscreen. So once we enter with this leveling assistant, we'll find a set of points that will move the nozzle to 5 key points on the heated bed where we'll need to adjust the height of the nozzle using the thumb screw and a piece of paper. So once set, we'll select the point number 1 and it will automatically move to this point near the bottom left corner. Then we'll move a piece of paper in between the nozzle and the bed, adjusting the thumb screw till we feel some friction. Then we'll repeat the same process on each of the points displayed on the screen. Actually, we should make a second round to make sure the bed is perfectly leveled, since getting a good first layer I think is the most critical part to get a successful print. Alright guys, so after completing the 2 rounds of leveling points, the printer now should be perfectly calibrated, and the next we're going to do is to load some filament on the machine. And for that I'm going to use this white PLA that LOTMAXX included with the machine. To load the filament, before I'm going to go to the Move menu, and I'm going to lift the nozzle a little bit using this Z Plus button, for example till we can see Z 45mm here in the top right corner. Then we'll click back and we'll enter in this Settings menu, where we'll choose Filament and we'll click on the Load button. As you can see, it will start heating up the nozzle up to 200 degrees, So while we wait, what we're going to do is to pick up the end of the filament and we'll bring it down and insert it through the filament sensor like so, and then through the button extruder. You don't need to press it, just let it ready to be pulled in. After a few moments, this message will appear on screen, where we will have to click confirm and the extruder will start feeding filament. Notice that you will have to push the filament a little bit until you feel that it is engaged. We'll have to repeat this process a couple more times till the bottom tube is completely filled with filament and reaches the nozzle. I think LOTMAXX should add here more extrusion length in the modeling configuration of the printer. But anyways, after repeating the process a couple times, here we have the new white filament coming out of the nozzle after the black one that was used for the test in the company comes out completely. So in theory, our printer is 100% ready to make our first print. So now, here in the screen, we'll go to printing, and I'm going to select this doc.gcode file that LOTMAXX included in the SD card by default. Then this status screen will appear, where you can check some information of the print, pause, stop, or make adjustments on the go in this options menu. Alright, so now we'll have to wait until it gets to the target temperature. Once done, it will automatically start printing, as you can see. Okay, I think this print is going to take a while, so what I'm gonna do while the print is finished is to talk to you about the best features of this 3D printer, and then you'll be able to judge if it's an Ender 3 killer or not. I'm gonna let you the time-lapse of the print here in the corner so you can have a look. Alright, so now I'm going to start with the physical features, and then I'll continue with the details. The first will be its huge print volume. Being spec'd at 235, I've been able to get a 250mm size for the X and Y axis on Cura and 280mm for the Z axis. The LOTMAXX SC-10 is rocking about an extruder able to reach 260 degrees Celsius on the nozzle, and also 100 degrees on the print bed, all that while printing at speeds up to 180mm per second, despite the manufacturers recommends a speed in between 30 and 60mm per second to get the best results. Now, the feature that I really love the most, apart from its super easy to assemble process, is its ultra silent work mode. You can even print during the night that you won't even hear any movement. And that's due to the step motor drivers they used to build this machine. To have a better idea of how silent it is, I'm going to print the same G-code using the JG Maker Magic from JG Aurora and the LOTMAXX SC-10, so you will be able to compare. I think this is the quietest 3D printer I've ever used, even though we can still hear the extruder fan as well as the power supply fan, and this could be fixed, for example upgrading to Noctua fans. If you still don't know them, you should definitely have a look at the video I made a while ago, clicking here or in the link in the description. Speaking about the power supply, it's using a 24V model for Mingwei that will ensure security and efficiency while printing, driving up to 290 watts. This feature allows the 240 watts heated bed to reach 100 degrees very fast, as I mentioned before. By the way, this heated bed has a removable frosted and flexible surface that will allow you to stick the models to the bed without using any glues, and it will make it very easy to remove too once the bed is cold. You'll be able to make the leveling very easily with these large hand twist nuts as you saw before. We'll be able to control the 3D printer itself from its integrated 3.5 inches LCD touchscreen that supports 7 languages and is integrated with some really cool features, such as the filament break detection and filament runout alarm. With this function, you won't need to worry about running out of filament and do what I did. I recently got some PETG filament samples from Sakata 3D. By the way, check them out at sakata3d.com. And I printed some functional parts I needed using these short samples. As a result, here I have the little pieces of filament that are left, and here my successful printed components. Really cool option to have, right? Also, a very cool feature included is the resume print option that will allow me to make large prints without worrying about the electricity cuts. And also give us the option to even move the 3D printer from one place to another and successfully continue with the print from where it left. To finish, some more really cool but necessary features of this printer are the pre-assembled all-metal body that gives extra security by covering the power supply and electronics behind the printer. Also, the all-metal structure will provide all the necessary stiffness to make perfect prints, featuring the extruded aluminum V-slot profiles all around, what will allow to drive not only the X-axis, but also the Y and Z axis of the SC-10 3D printer using V-slot rubber wheels. Together with the all-metal set of pulleys and motor holders, will provide precise movements for our prints. And last but not least, I wanted to talk about this conveniently placed all-metal filament spool holder that will keep your filament spool on top without occupying extra space near the printer. As you have seen, such an amazing set of specs for a 3D printer that you can buy right now for under 300 bucks. By the way, I will let you the links in the description in case you wanna buy this LOTMAXX SC-10. Alright, so it's a couple hours later, and the print job we started a while ago has already finished. As you can see, the quality of this 3D printed model is just insane. It is that good that I contacted LOTMAXX to ask if they can send me the configuration they used in Cura, and they did. Here on the screen you can check the settings they use for this print and I recommend you to use, which I've copied in my Cura configuration. And I've made a couple more prints to check out the quality of this printer, as you can see. As a conclusion for this video, I can't be more happy with the price and performance of this LOTMAXX SC-10 3D printer. Definitely one of my recommended ones if you want a solid and reliable 3D printer in the $300 price range. I really think it beats the popular Creality Ender 3 Pro. Finally, I just wanted to ask you to subscribe to Architects 3DP if you still haven't, hit the like button, leave a comment and share this video so more people will be able to enjoy with this project. And as always, a special shout out to our Patreon supporters for making this channel possible. If you want to join them and support the channel as well, you can do it navigating to patreon.com/architects3dp, clicking here in the top right corner or in the link in the description. Remember that becoming a Patreon, you will get access to all the necessary components for this project, as well as all the past projects in the channel, and much more rewards that you can check in our Patreon page. Okay guys, so as always, see you in the next video.